Hare Krishna students, today we are going to start the next part of lesson 8. So in the last class we discussed regarding images and we drew a shape on the form and did a simple programming. Now today we are going to discuss about variables. Now what are variables? So if you think about a variable, it's like an x in algebra. Okay, so it can have any kind of value. Whenever we take something as x in mathematics, we don't know the value of that particular x or y or z, any kind of variable we take. So variable is something in a computer programming language that is a temporary place to store a value. Now whenever we are talking about temporary space, it means once the program stops running, that memory space will be cleared out. Okay, so in the last few classes we saw text boxes. We used text boxes to take inputs. Okay, but we never used a variable. We never worked with a variable that would require to store the value that we are taking from the text box. We didn't require it because in some cases when we are doing a small amount of work, we can directly use this kind of things. But sometimes what happens is whenever we are working with complex projects, okay, that time variables are something that we require it very much. Okay, so let us begin with by doing a simple addition project that is going to show you how we use variables. So let us go to File, New, Project. I'll just keep the name as Addition. Okay, so as usual, Visual Studio is creating our project, and we'll take two labels, two text boxes and a command button. Okay, so using which we will be working with our simple addition. So first let us just, button is over here. I'll take the button and put it over here. I'll give the text on the button as add. Then we'll take a label over here, one more label over here. Name this label as first num, name this label as second num, and after that we'll take a text box over here. And we are done. Okay, so we'll just do our programming. So how can we create variables? So as we all know that as Visual Basic is a event based programming language, that means until and unless I click on this add button, nothing is going to happen to this particular values. Okay, let me take one more label over here. Just drag this all controls on the top. I'll take one more label that is going to print the value. Okay, so I'll just erase whatever is there inside it. I'll just keep it erased and it will show the result. Okay, so this is how we are going to do it. Now we usually double click on the button on which we want to write the source code, so we'll double click on it. So after double clicking on it, as you can see, it is showing all the things that we need to know. Okay, so first of all, to declare a variable, what do we understand by declaring a variable? Whenever a variable is declared, it means that I am telling the Visual Basic compiler that you are going to expect a particular name that is going to consist of a certain value. Whenever I am declaring a variable, it means that. So Visual Basic knows that yes, I am expecting this. So let us start by declaring a variable. So start by typing dim, D-I-M. So the full form for dim is dimension. That means it is going to create a space in the primary memory or in the RAM. So I'll dim x as. So just go on typing, even if you are typing in caps lock, or if you have turned off your caps lock, or just typing regularly, Visual Basic is going to convert each and every character to as you need. Okay, so dim x as. So I want something that will be able to calculate any kind of value. So that means if I give a decimal value, it is going to calculate a decimal value. If I give integer value, it is going to work with the integer value. So you have learned about data types in Microsoft Access, right? You have learned in Microsoft Access that yes, there are some data types that help us to understand what each and every field of is going to hold. That means what is the type of data that is going to be held in a field. Similarly, all the programming languages including Visual Basic have a data type. So I am going to take a data type called single. Single is such a data type that where you can enter regular integer value as well as a decimal value, so that whenever you work with any kind of value, it is going to do your summation or addition. So I'll take dim x as single, then we'll take dim y as single. Now what I'm going to do is whenever I'm clicking this button in x, I'm going to store the value of text box 1. That means text box 1 dot text. This value is going to be stored in x. In y, I'm going to store the value of text box 2. Okay, so up to this much I hope you are clear. I have taken the value of text box 1 in x. In y, I have stored the value of text box 2. Now what I can do directly is label 3 dot text is equals to x plus y. I hope you have understood this till now, that what is the thing that I am doing over here. It is I'm just replacing that val text box 1 dot text plus val text box 2 dot text by using the variables x and y. So I'll just do this. Now whatever value I have put in it, it is going to work pretty well. So just go to this next level and let us save this one and then click on start. So as soon as I click on start, it is going to start debugging the program. Okay, again this antivirus problem. I'll just solve it and come back. So we have our program running. So let us just enter number over here, 10, 20, and click on add. So we get 30 over here. So as you can see, this is how our program works. Now I'll show you one more thing, that whether or not or how these values are being assigned to x and y. To do that, I have to set a breakpoint. Now what is a breakpoint? Breakpoint means when I'm running a program, the program will run and stop at a point of my own selection. So before the program ends, I want to do step-by-step execution of the program. So I am going to put a breakpoint on this particular point over here, this particular point over here, and this particular. So I am putting a breakpoint on 5, 6, and 7 line number 5, 6, and 7. So as you can see, this has been selected over here. Now if I start debugging, what happens is that whenever I am entering a value over here, so I'm enter first number as maybe 20, okay, then second number as 30, and as soon as I click on this add button, what it is doing over here, it is showing that it has come to this line and it has stopped. So if I put my mouse pointer over here, you can see the value of x is 0, but the value in the box is given as 20. So till now, as I have not completed this line, so this value in 20 has not moved on to x. So I'll click on this continue button. As I click on continue button, it is going to the next line. So now see, let us see x is equals to 20. Now can you see that x is equals to 20, and you can also see over here that the value of x has been assigned as 20 and value of y is still 0. So if I click on continue, okay, so as you can see, the value of y is 30 now. So this is called step-by-step execution, and when I am doing step-by-step execution, that time it means that I am able to see what is happening in my program. Where are the values going? Is it going to the right place? And this is a way to correct errors in our program. Wherever there are errors in our program, it is much easier for us to correct this. Okay, so this is not given in your book, and you were not going to learn these things until and unless I had said this. So these things are very much required when you are learning programming, that every programmer faces a problem. The problem is the program is not working properly. So whenever a program is not working properly, how do I find the problem? This is one of the methods to find the problem, creating breakpoints. So whenever I'm creating breakpoints, the program is executing step by step. I can see where all the values are moving from right hand side to the left hand side, how the values are moving from one part to the other, how are the values being assigned. So therefore, this is one of the easiest methods to find out the problem in the program. So now if I move this to x, move my mouse pointer over x, you will see 20. Move my mouse pointer over y, it will see 30. But till now level 30 has not been assigned anything. So I'll click on continue again. So as soon as I click on continue, the result is being displayed over here, 50. So this is how we can understand how the program flow is moving from one end to the other, and how variables are working, whether or not the variables are working properly or not. Okay, because it is very much important that the variables that I am using in the program do work properly. If they do not work properly in their proper places, then we won't be able to execute or calculate those numbers or do whatever we want with our program. Our program won't do what it should do. Okay, so this is how we can work with Visual Basic variables. Now in your book there are given example of write the program to find I think calculating the area of a circle. Okay, so let us do that program. So how will you do it? I will do it in my own way. Let us check how we can do that program. We'll go to file, new project, and let's name it as circle area. Okay, so we do have a form over here. We will write the heading area of a circle. Okay, so after that we will add one label over here. This label is going to tell us enter radius. Okay, and let us take a text box that is going to accept the radius. I will take one more label that is going to hold the result over here. Okay, this is going to show the area of the circle. I'll just type over here area of the circle. Take one more label to display the result properly. Okay, and take a button over here to just name it as calculate area. Okay, so we are done over here. Calculate area, we'll enter the radius of the circle over here, and the area of the circle will be calculated, and the result will be showed in this particular position. I have a label over here that is label 3. It is going to show the value at that point. Okay, so let us start coding. We'll calculate the area. So first let us take dim radius as we'll take this as a single variable, as radius can be of any point. It can be 5 centimeter also, it can be 5.5 centimeter also. Okay, then we'll take one more variable, dim area as single. After that we will take radius is equals to, we have text box 1 val text box 1 dot text is going to become going to contain the radius. So we'll calculate the area in, so you can do two things. So pi r square is the value. You can either use 3.14, it is better to use 22 by 7 multiplied by radius into radius. Okay, so this is going to be much easier, and it is going to give you a very good accurate value of it. And after that, what we are going to do is we are going to use label 3 dot text to display the area. Okay, so therefore this is how we are going to complete it. Let me just save it now. Okay, so let us run this project. So as you can see, it is asking for the radius. Let me enter 5 and click on calculate area. So it is going to calculate the area and show it over here. Now this is, as you can see, after point there are only 5 decimal numbers or 5 decimal places. If you want to get more accurate result, what you have to do is, instead of taking these radiuses as single, you have to take this as double. So let me just show you this. If I take this as double, let us check what happens. So I'll again click on 5 over here, then click calculate area. So as you can see, you are going to get a more accurate result if you just give double. So this is because double has more accurate results than single. So it is basically up to you. If you want to have an accurate, more accurate area of a circle, or maybe for anything, for a more accurate values, you just need to take the variables as double, and it is going to give you a better understanding of the accuracy in Visual Basic. So we have completed our this program. Now what we have to do is we have to work with multiple things. So as you can see, I am using this slash symbol, star symbol to do some calculations, right? And these kind of calculations are called arithmetic calculations. So these arithmetic calculations are being performed by using an operator. So we have arithmetic operators in Visual Basic, and these arithmetic operators help us to do all kinds of arithmetic calculation. So basically we have in mathematics we have 4 arithmetic operators: plus, minus, multiplication and division. But whenever it comes to programming languages, sometimes we require some more operators. We have integer division operator. By using integer division operator, we will be able to get only the integer portion of a number. The decimal portion of the number will be trimmed away. It will be deleted, removed. So you will not have the decimal portion of a number. If you are doing integer division, you will get only the quotient as the integer portion of the integer portion. Even you are not going to get any other thing from that integer division. Next comes the modulus operator, or simply called the mod operator. Usually we do not have any symbol for this in Visual Basic. This mod operator gives us the remainder of a division. We have to remember that this particular operator is only applicable for integer numbers. You cannot apply this mod operator on any kind of single or double type values, because we are going to get a remainder. We need a remainder, and if we go on calculating single or double values, or go on calculating decimal places in the quotient place, we are not going to get a remainder properly. So therefore, whatever is there after a division, the remainder is going to be displayed when we do mod division. Okay, so mod division mainly works with integer values. With the single or double, it does not work properly. Okay, so this is how we work with arithmetic operators. So I will show you these examples. I don't have it just now. Okay, now before we move on to more operators, there are 2 more things that we need to learn about declaration of a variable. That is implicit declaration and explicit declaration. So by default, whenever we are declaring a variable, Visual Basic has a facility that a user does not need to declare a variable from beforehand, so that the compiler might understand that yes, something is going to come, I have to accept that particular value, and so many things. So implicit declaration is usually means just I just want to use radius. I don't need to write dim radius as double. I'll just write radius equals to val text box 1.text. So whatever value is being assigned to it, the data type will be automatically assigned to that particular variable. Now the problem with implicit declaration is, if you make a mistake in spelling, suppose you have used, or you have given the spelling of radius as radius in the first place, and whenever you are going to multiply the value, you have missed out the s in the end. So Visual Basic does not have such kind of variable without proper spelling, so it is going to cause an error. It is going to cause an error in your program. Now for small programs we can easily rectify these things, but whenever it comes to complex projects, it is very hard to detect where this problem is occurring, because that variable does not exist. So it is always a good idea or a good programming requires us to declare the variables before we use. Yes, there are some programming languages that do not support or do not maybe need, like Python programming language. We do not need to declare any kind of variable in Python to store or use those variables. We just need to just use it, and in that cases it creates a real problem whenever it comes to complex projects, that the variable names are mismatching, variable datas are not flowing properly from one end to the other. So therefore in Visual Basic it is good for us to store the variables after declaring that variables. Without declaring, please do not use the variables. It is just a common sense for us that if we make a mistake in the programming, it is going to cost us. Now for small programs, nothing is going to happen to us because we are not going to use huge amount of resources to execute. But think of a project that costs maybe millions of dollars. In those cases, these small errors can cause a huge trouble in the whole system. So it is a good idea to always create the variables before we use it, and that is called explicit declaration. So declaration can be of two types: implicit declaration, where we do not need to declare a variable, we just need to use it. Explicit declaration means it is must for us to declare a variable before programming starts. Let us now check how these explicit and implicit variables work. So I'm going to remove this particular area variable from over here. Okay, so I'll just comment it. I'll comment it out. Now as you can see, instantly this area is not declared. It may be inaccessible due to protection level, or something has happened to this part. It is showing a red line over here that something, a problem is there. Now if I start to run the program, okay, the program might be running over here, but as you can see, the error list is showing area is not declared. Okay, so let me just even try to enter a variable value and see, click on calculate. It is showing over here the result. Okay, now these are some things that we need to keep in mind while we are working over here. Now let us rebuild it once again. Now as you can see, as soon as I have rebuilt, it is showing us that something is error is there in our program. Okay, so it is showing us error, that this error is there. Now where can we see that this explicit and implicit corrections have been done? So I'll just click on in this solution explorer, click on the right click on the project name, go to properties, and under compile you will see written as option explicit over here, and as you can see, it is turned on over here. Now if I turn it off, this is going to change some things. Okay, so therefore whenever we want to do some changes. Okay, and one more thing over here, as you can see, it is written target CPU. Target CPU means if you want your software to run on 32-bit and 64-bit both, then you need to create your program as x86, and if you want your program to run only in 64-bit machines, then select x64. This program is not going, it will not run in any 32-bit machine. So always leave it over here, prefer 32-bit. Okay, do not do any kind of changes over here. And let's go over here, and as you can see now that we do not have any kind of underline over here. Okay, because we had changed that option explicit, we have turned off the option explicit part, and as you can see, this area is does not have any more underline over here. Okay, and this is because we turned it off. Now if I turn it on again over here, as you can see, it will slowly come back. Yes, it came back instantly. So this is how we can understand this work of option explicit and how to declare the variables implicitly, explicitly. Implicitly means we do not need to declare, we just need to use the variable when we want to use. So sometimes it is better for us to use those things if you are doing some quick programming. No need to declare any variables. It is okay for those cases, but whenever we are working with proper projects, it is good for us to create variables before we use it. In the next program, we are going to discuss this integer division and modulus operator or mod operator. So I'll take one more project and we'll just give the name mod op and create the project over here. Okay, so let us take two buttons. First, this button is going to calculate, this button is going to do integer division. And one more button over here that is going to do remainder division or mod division. Remainder division means the remainder will be displayed and not the quotient. Okay, so therefore that will be the work. Now let us take two labels over here. First num, then next we'll take one more label over here, second num, and we'll take two more labels, some more labels, not only two. This will be named as result of integer division. One more label to show the result of remainder division, result of remainder division. So let us just put this things properly, and we'll take text boxes. Now we'll put all the values in the text boxes. So I'll take a text box over here. This is text box 1, this is going to be text box 2, this is going to be text box 3, and this is going to be text box 4. Okay, so this is how we are going to do our work. You can arrange it anyhow you want. Okay, so first let us write the program for integer division. Okay, so I can declare the values as two values are already there. So I'll declare dim x as integers, as integer division requires only integer values, so I will not be able to take anything other than integer. Okay, dim x as integer, dim y as integer, and we'll take x as val text box 1 dot text, y equals to, sorry, we can validate val text box 2 dot text, and so we'll show result of integer division in this box. So this is text box 3. So text box 3 dot text is equals to x. Now we usually do this division. we give this slash for the division, regular division, but for integer division we give this particular slash x divided by y. Okay, so we are done over here, x divided by y. So this is going to display the result in this box, and the remainder. So for remainder, let me select button 2 from over here, button 2 click event. So button 2 click event is going to do the same thing from over here. I'll just copy the code from over here and paste it here, and we'll put the result in text box. 4.text equals to x mod y. We write this x mod y. So therefore when we write x mod y, it means whatever the result of the division is, it is not going to show the result of the division or the quotient of the division. It is going to show the remainder of the division. So let us save this program and run it. So let us check what the output is. So I'm starting the program, and we have the program running over here. First I will just give 5 divided by 2. So 5 is going to be divided by 2, result of integer division. I'll click on integer division. So as you can see, it is truncating. The result should be 2.5, right? But it is going to remove the 0.5, and it is only going to show 2 over here. And if I give remainder division, that means as the result of the division, the remainder remains 1, and then only we use the decimal point. So therefore the result of the remainder division is 1. So this is how both the integer division and remainder division works. So in today's session we have learned about how we can declare variables, how we use those variables to create programs. We learned how to calculate the area of a circle. We learned about implicit and explicit declaration. We learned about different operators in Visual Basic, and our main target was regarding arithmetic operators. We have already seen plus, minus, multiplication and division, and with this I completed integer division and modulus division. So modulus division means the division is going to show you the result of the remainder and not the quotient. So if you are having any doubt during this session, please ask. Thank you.